I actually thought of something interesting that I think bears discussing loosely, and it's just the idea, like this is pure speculation, but I saw on the Reddit after whatever fucking post people were memeing that Lightning Strike Trickster as a variant of Lightning Strike itself, and then in the comments people were referencing that Lightning Strike is too strong, but it's like, maybe 10 or 20% better than the other strike skills, and it just happens to be the most adaptable because it being lightning damage and because of its duality when it comes to projectiles and that sort of stuff. But there's also people referencing the fact that Splitting Steel kind of just as good previously in how it interacted with Nimbus, but I digress. And then someone mentioned anything other than Lightning Strike for me on the comment post regarding what builds, and that got me thinking, alright, so say there's nothing new for Duelist, as far as like there's no new skill or no new change that is attractive in the land of Duelist. So then what do I want to do outside of that? And then no, not Juggernaut, you fuck, stop, Champion. So then the whole other conversation became, alright, so if not Lightning Strike, what? Well, I'm not going to play a bleed build necessarily because I just played a bleed build, so no Lightning Strike. So what would I play? Well, I don't want to play Eviscerate as a core skill, because again, no bleed. Spectral Shield Throw, Frostblades. Like, Frostblades of Catabasis is a charge stacking build that honestly is right up there with Lightning Strike as far as skills. Flicker is a no-go in a league setting to do it for real because you require charge stacking. Ground Slam of Earth Shattering is fun but slow. Molten Strike of the Zenith is the exact same power level as Lightning Strike, but single target geared. I'm just like trying to find something that tickles my fancy, in the same kind of way. I'm not opposed to something like a Ground Slam of Earth Shattering. This is probably going to be a bleed version also. This one is, yeah, it's bleed based, I think. It's hard to say. It looks bleedy, but maybe not. Bladestorm General's Cry. This guy's being a freak. There's like some cool things. Nothing is really calling to me in the same way. Spectral Shield Throw is cool in the fact that it's a tanky build that also is a bleed build, but I don't know. That doesn't really... Blood Magic, though, gets me hot and bothered. I really like Blood Magic as a concept. Of the build, I think I'd rather do SST than a bow build, because then if using a bow build, you can't use half of your fucking skills. And like your Ascendancy doesn't work. Really, like, Glad isn't good. I probably would want to stick to Slayer. Are there any good champion builds, really? Champion's a little freak is the problem. Shield Crush is it's just a weird dude. I think Champion might be one of the worst Ascendancies in the game at the moment. Because his Ascendancy just like... The Fortify thing is kind of strange. Intimidating on the Adrenaline Low Life is kind of strange. Taunting is okay, I guess. 20% more damage against Taunting they can't miss, but it's like... I just feel like Champion's a little freak, I don't know. That's a cool guy build. This guy knows what's up. Hidden Blade builds are really cool. I like that. Is he doing corrupting stuff or no? No corrupting fever? Alright, this guy's a freak also. So if we're sticking to Slayer, what's like a Fringe Slayer build? P.O Bouncing, well, it's not P.O of Bouncing. That's like saying ATM machine. It's just P.O. P.O is cool. Catabasis is cool, but I've already done that in recent times. Earth Shatter. Let's go to trade to see the real strangers. We have no skill builds, so these are playing Lightning Strike with Squire, and it's getting around the meme because it doesn't have enough spills to show as a primary, so we got to hide Squire, and that knocks most of them off. Catabasis is going to be all charge stacking builds. Catabasis is great. It's a great skill for a standard charge stacking Lightning Strike build, but you're playing a charge stacking build, and that's gonna be a rough one. Shockwave. So Shockwave Staff? This is like Cyclone Shockwave Staff? Yeah. Cyclone of the Tumult makes it so it costs less mana, has more AoE. I can't really recall what the Tumult does. I want to say it's something like that. Let's find out. Unlike the original, the transfer version has slower attack speed and lacks a movement skill penalty tag. It gains stages as you channel, granting more attacks radius, but also less movement speed. So it's more AoE. And then you run Stampede and it negates the downside. That's the meme. Okay. So Shockwave Staff Slayer would be the other part of this, I guess. Shockwave Staff Slayer is kind of cool. I've never played a pure Shockwave build before. At least not in recent times. And it's an Abyssus build. Abyssus makes me want to bust. That's not bad. I'm not like opposed to this. I'm not opposed to this at all. I like Stampedes also. Stampedes is fun. Stampedes is good. Because Stampedes means you're never slow. And I don't like being slow. I like being schmedium speed. I don't want to be moving at 300 speed. I like moving at like schmedium speed. This is kind of actually on the slower end of schmedium, but it's consistent schmedium. Anybody in SSF doing anything freaky deaky with this type of thing? Let's see. Mage Blood. Okay. Why are they grabbing Versatile Combatant? Is it because they don't have like any real block? So what's the point? Why are they grabbing Versatile Combatant? They have like no block. Is it just because they have just to get a little bit of spell block? Are they really getting enough block on the tree? I don't think they are. I don't think they're getting remotely enough block. I have no idea. Why would you use Versatile Combatant? There's no shot you have enough block. You're not getting overcap block as a Slayer. What the fuck are you doing? You are traveling across the land, searching far and wide as a Shockwave Slayer. Because Blunt Trauma is good, but Blunt Trauma is in a different dimension of the passive tree. So you're really going. Alright, that's like one route. The Cyclone Shockwave route. I'm not opposed to it. But let's say for argument's sake, I hate to say this, we like Champion. I don't think we do like Champion. Splitting Steel as a champion? What is Splitting Steel champion even doing? It's doing Nimbus things. Oh, but I guess you could do Perseverance champion. Perseverance champion for what? Anything cool on Perseverance champion? Corrupting Fever. Oh, I guess Corrupting Fever is a build still. Haven't done CF in a while. Because it's gotten nerfed a bunch of times. But I actually haven't played CF since Returning Proj was added to the game. That's something. That's not nothing. Corrupting Fever, I have not played it since they added Returning Proj. What other builds use CF? Slayers? Slayers are using CF? I don't believe you. Alright, some Slayers are using CF. This is a very traditional CF looking build. But why? But what is the point of Slayer? I don't get the Slayer part. Or why be a Slayer? I don't think Slayer's real. Gladiator? Does Gladiator make sense as CF? I mean, maybe, I guess. Not really. I feel like Kinetic Blast Slayer... Kinetic Blast CF makes the most sense. Oh, you have to put Kinetic Blast in a 4-link, so it's not the main skill, it's the secondary skill. It looks like they're mostly champions. Okay. That's something also. I like that more than the staff thing. Leveling with CF is a lot of fun. You're so strong, because on a 4-link in Act 4, you're basically busting. You're busting high, you're busting low. That's a crazy fucking focus damage this guy has. Oh god. Alright, well, fuck that. But you get a lot of cool stuff. Ooh, I kinda like that actually. I haven't played CF in a while. I did have like this really large CF guide at one point. Here it is. This was from... I don't have no idea when this is from. I put so much effort into this when it came out, and people still ask questions. Week 1 pricing Sentinel. Wow, I was just going so hard. So hard for the people. So I did all this, and then people still ask questions that were like really fucking stupid. So this is why Pox made a website. Is because you can't get around the people that can't read. I digress. I'm not trying to shit on strangers at the moment, but I like the idea of CF. I think I'd rather do CF. All right, we're gonna do that. We're gonna amend. We're gonna preempting lightning strike. We're changing to CF. Yeah, I'm on board with that. Anything specific I want? Well, we're using kinetic blast. We know that. We're using returning proj. We know that. I think they're all using returning proj. That doesn't really do anything. Fourth vow is very common. Hemophilias. I think we're probably going to go hemophilias. I love that some of them are using Saffles. That's so funny. Saffles is really fun. Saffles is fun because you have so much Physmit from fourth vow. Because you're already armor stacking, and then the armor stacking is applying to chaos, so you're not worried about chaos. And then you're just like, fuck it, we Saffles. And Saffles is a really good shield. It's actually kind of slept on. Obvious dead stat in the 30 spell does basically nothing, but 30 spell block plus 24 base block. I think you can convert the base into anything else. Nope. But yeah, plus 4 all res, 34 all res, 30 spell block. It's a good shield. Saffles is low tier 2, I think. To trusty PoE ladder we go. Double check. Saffles tier 3. Hemophilias, HEAM. Hemophilias is tier 3. And then I think fourth vow is actually rare. Tier 2, yeah. So you're expected to get Saffles and Hemophilias in the first week. Fourth vow, a little more rare. Replica Dragon Fang's Flight for corrupting. That's less likely, but that's fine. But yeah, everything else is like pretty kosher. Rare Wand, obviously Mage Blood, yeah, whatever. But I'm sure we could find a non-Mage Blood guy. Here we go. Here's just a dude. Really cool that they use Circle of Guilt. It's just nice because Herald of Purity in percent or fizz is like a lot of percent. You actually have a lot of multiplier and not as much percent as you want. It is a bit of a gobbler when it comes to unique jewels because you do really want like Unnatural Storm Shroud, Glorious Vanity for the Jabakwi, for the Divine Flesh. But honestly, I really love builds that use Iron Will and Resolute Technique. RT builds are just like comfy as can be. Nothing feels better in a build than rushing RT and being like, I will never miss. And that feels good. I kind of like this. I think we're going to go with this. So we're going to go with this. And I don't know if there's anything else I have to make amendment-wise. This looks to be pretty on brand. So we're gonna snag this bad boy. All right, so we're changing Slayer to Champion, who's 0% chance going to get nerfed. And when we're putting in the hyperlink for Corrupting Fever with KB returning proj. So I'm pretty happy with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I'm happy with all these actually now. I cannot imagine any of these get nerfed. Like, that'd be wild. But either way, I think that solves the lightning strike problem, because it's just the one that it's on the chopping block. And I don't think it's really like lightning strike is good. I do not think it is great. And if it is great, it's definitely not overpowered. If you think it's overpowered, I just think you've not played Path long enough, because there's been overpowered things, and it does not tick all the boxes. It is not capable of doing all content, off-screen clearing, doing all the uber bossing. It's not capable of doing all of that with barely any gear, like post-mortem. Like, it could do a lot of that, but it's just, there's been some crazy things, and I think it's really, really good. Maybe great, but definitely not overpowered. It's a super strong starter, super strong build, and I just think it's because of its popularity, it's on the chopping block, because it's just one of the better builds, if not the better melee build at the moment. That's kind of not melee, and it's actually represented through a lot of different people, so I get it. I don't agree with it, but yeah, this solves the lightning strike problem, and we'll do Corrupting Fever instead.